What up, bros? In this video, I review the Magneto Hybrid Cruiser mini electric skateboard by Bustin Boards. I'll explain what I like about the board, what I don't like, and most importantly, the big problems that Bustin Boards needs to fix ASAP. Yikes. The first thing that I noticed about this board is the unique shape. I actually like it a lot. It has a tail and a nose kick. It's pretty similar to a regular trick skateboard, which I'm very accustomed to riding. In fact, later in this video, you'll see a skater doing flip tricks on this board. So stay tuned. Another thing I like are these raised areas above the wheels. When you're riding and carving, it makes the turning feel more responsive. It's also very lightweight for an electric skateboard. At only 14 pounds, it's super easy to carry around. It's obvious that Bustin Boards wanted to find a balance between performance and weight when they were designing this board. One way that they did this was by making the battery case out of carbon fiber. They advertised this case as unbreakable. Seems like an exaggeration to me personally, but it does seem strong and light. Later in the video, you will see that you can actually board slide on this case. Pretty sweet. Please note that the board may not be designed for this, so do so at your own risk. I think the people at Bustin Boards worked very hard to create a board that feels as close to a regular skateboard as possible. They did a very good job at that. One of the features that they built in is that you can push this board like a regular skateboard. Most electric skateboards have quite a bit of resistance when you try to push them. This board doesn't have that. If your battery runs out or you want to preserve battery power, you can just push. The remote on this board is pretty good. I didn't have any issues when I was testing. There were no disconnection issues. It fits nicely in the hand. It has a display screen that shows all of the information you would need: battery life of the remote and the board, speed, odometer, and trip meter. Now, for some of the things that I don't like. Battery life. They advertise a 12-mile range, which is not enough for me personally. The actual range is much less than 12 miles with hills and higher speeds. I would have liked to have seen at least an 18-mile advertised range. Look, everyone rides for different reasons, but for me, I like having lots of range for commuting and cruising. No one likes having range anxiety. During testing, I was worried about running out of battery pretty much the whole time. In fact, I was barely able to get back to my car a couple times. The easy push feature definitely came in handy though. Another thing that I don't like about this board are the wheels. At 83 millimeters, I think they are too small. The durometer is also 81, which is too hard. This is becoming a theme with all of my electric skateboard reviews. Companies aren't putting high-quality wheels on these setups. It's almost like the wheels are an afterthought. It's quite frustrating because for the prices that they are charging, I would expect high-quality wheels.
What the hell is even that?
And quite honestly, these might be the worst wheels I've ever tested on an electric skateboard. Whenever I wasn't on perfectly smooth pavement, I was very uncomfortable. You could feel every bump in your feet, and it was honestly painful for me to ride over bricks. I checked their website, and they do offer slightly bigger wheels, but honestly, they don't look like they're that much better. They're still the same durometer, and I would like to see some bigger options. Now, for the big problems that Bustin Boards needs to fix right away. The brakes. Or should I say, the lack thereof. I mean, they kind of work. They'll slow the board down, but the big problem is there's a huge delay between hitting the brakes and actually having them engage. This took a lot of getting used to. This is, quite honestly, a safety issue for me. I'm used to having responsive brakes on electric skateboards. I had multiple close calls when I was testing this. I tried putting the brakes on level 4, the highest level, and it didn't make any difference for me. I also noticed that the wheel hubs get very hot after riding. Another big problem that I found is the durability of the deck. It's a bit confusing because the advertising on the website and Amazon is a bit different. On their website, they advertise patented hollow core deck technology. On Amazon, they advertise a durable deck layered with maple and ultralight fiberglass. First of all, I take issue with calling this deck durable. It's actually the least durable deck that I've tested on an electric skateboard. After some gentle testing, I started to notice some weakness and flexing between the rear trucks and the battery case. As you can imagine, this flexing eventually led to a complete crack in the deck. Wow. Now I know why the name of the company is Bustin Boards. Because their boards bust in half. But seriously, all of the riders and myself were well within the weight limits. It's not like we were jumping stairs or going off huge jump ramps or anything. In fact, upon closer inspection of the brake, I don't notice any fiberglass layers at all. Honestly, it just looks like different colored maple wood to me. It really looks like a design defect in this area if you ask me. You can see where the deck actually delaminated. You can also see where multiple layers have been removed in order to make these raised wheel well areas on the deck. Not to mention that there are little holes drilled in the deck in this area to make room for the motor wires coming out of the battery cover. Now, I'm sure the manufacturer would argue that the deck broke because of misuse. But we, my good sir, have a difference of opinion. I rode this skateboard for less than 40 miles. I put other electric skateboards under much greater duress than this one and never had an issue like this. I'm not an expert on deck construction. I'm just telling you anecdotally that this didn't seem like a very durable board to me. But let's move on to the bright side of this board. This is by far the closest experience you can get to riding a regular skateboard. I had a lot of fun at the local skate park riding the ramps. I was curious what a good trick skater could do on this board, and I was blown away. This is Mukunda, a SoCal local. He jumped on this board and started shredding the park right away. He could do ollies, kickflips, grinds on the coping, tricks over the hip, board slides, and he even landed a tray flip. Very impressive, considering he had almost no experience on electric skateboard. It's kind of exciting for me because I see where this is going. Boards like this can evolve trick skating to a new level. With more speed, riders can do bigger tricks on bigger ramps. They could even unlock terrain that was previously unskateable. This is a really fun electric skateboard. If you're looking for an experience very similar to regular skating, then go ahead, pick this bad boy up. But factor in some of the issues. If you're more concerned with commuting or cruising, then you'd probably look at some of the other options out there. I have a feeling that Bustin Boards will fix some of the problems that this model has on future models. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed, please subscribe and like the video. It helps the channel a lot. Later.